Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I am Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Seth Geis, and from the Pestania Studio, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Doing all right.
Doing all right. Lord Stanley's Cup is on its way to Florida. I don't want to see Edmonton win because they can go pound sand, but it'd be nice to have the cup back in Canada. Just say,
Are we going back in time?
yeah.
Yeah. This is wild, man. All right, am I taking the lead on this thing, or where are we going?
Yeah, let me get us into it. So today we're talking about the Blackwork Studio Paper Crane Corona Gorda. Cigar is 5" by 46. It comes out of the Fabrica Oveja Negra factory in Nicaragua. Wrapper is Ecuadorian Connecticut Desflorado. Binder is Ecuadorian Habano. Fillers from Nicaragua. It is blended by James Brown. Price point is $11, and the cigar was released in March of 2024. So, all right, Seth, take us through your experience with it.
Does anyone remember the last time we had a box press Connecticut Corona Gorda? Has it ever happened?
I don't. I could if you if I had to guess,
Maybe
the
Rocky?
only company would be Espinosa, and I don't think they've done that size, that small.
I don't think they've ever done a box press Corona Gorda.
So
I thought about this.
Oliva, maybe, but I don't think they do a lot of box pressing. So
The only people I could think of who maybe would have done it, and not that I'm remembering because it's a good thing, but like I could have seen like Alec Bradley trying to do it and fucking up.
hmm.
And like I could see Rocky trying to do it,
Yeah,
but I don't
would have been bad.
I don't think anyone's ever done it. Either way, that was funky. So I thought about that. But the cigar begins, I was getting some cedar, I was getting some burnt paper, some tobacco, some pepper spice notes. There are some earth and coffee qualities as well. Just hay, cream, medium strength and body. Um, and that's just kind of the profile that really kind of remained throughout. I did get like this sausage gravy quality in the second third. It was there was flavors. There was something present with this Corona and this Connecticut. Still medium strength and body, bits of earth, paper, tobacco, spices, coffee, cream. John?
Listen, man, this is a good cigar. This is a good cigar. Started out with sweet tobacco, a little dry hay, little quite defined delayed cinnamon, light plus on the post draw, tannic lingering wood on the finish, which makes sense for Connecticut. Kind of as it continued, baking spices joined the retrohale and rapidly moved up to medium strength. So there's no doubt, this is a Blackworks blend. They're not going super light. Creamy tobacco leading off the retrohale, kind of mixing nicely with that medium spice. And then the spices kind of intensified to medium full, and I was like, "Oh man, are we gonna blow the profile out?" But then, kind of about a half inch in, they rapidly came back down to kind of medium minus light plus, chocolate coming through on the retrohale, and then kind of just settled into tobacco, wood, creaminess, chocolate, a little bit of cinnamon on the finish. Medium, I would say, solidly. Again, just it's Blackworks. They're not gonna make it light. So it was interesting, kind of dangerous at the first third, but good. Creamy tobacco wood off the second third, medium spices in the center of the profile, and then again cinnamon kind of accenting the whole thing in the finish. Light plus wood in the post draw, and then tobacco sweetness kind of rounded everything out, anchored it all together. And on the post draw, I think there was a dry wood that was just enough to offset the cinnamon, the spices, and the sweet tobacco note, and then chocolate in the middle of the retrohale by the halfway point. So once again, solid flavor combinations. Um, and then yeah, I guess that was. Oh, that was. I'm out of order. I apologize. That was the last third. The second third was. I was reading ahead. I apologize. Second third was creamy chocolate, tobacco, medium strength spices with chocolate accents, and then the spices kind of calmed down in the second third, and then cinnamon was more defined because I think the spices weren't as intense on the palate, and then in the halfway part, kind of some bread adding complexity. So just kind of swap those two thirds. Unfortunately, I had a burn issue, which is a bit of a drag. The cigar kind of was uneven, and I'll let unevenness go as long as I can. You know, I'm obviously turning it, whatever. But like there's a sizable section of the wrapper that just refused to burn, and I was like, okay, well, I got all the way into the second third and had to do a touch up at that point. So and then had to do a second touch up at the end of the second third. So kind of a drag. I don't think it really affected anything. It's just, cosmetic in my mind. Jaw was kind of at most one notch towards the resistance spectrum, which, that's going to come from the box press. But overall, man, I wish I had. I wish I had a box. I gotta find a box of these. These is good. This is good. Aaron, you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with toasty hay, earth, and black pepper. Got some toasted cedar that joined in pretty quickly. Second, third saw light creaminess join in, and then final third saw some light wood bitterness join in. I thought the cigar had a nice and well-balanced profile through the first 2/3. It kind of took a step down in that final third as the earth increased and some of that wood bitterness joined in. But this is a pretty well done Connecticut shade with a mid-level strength. I'd come back to the cigar on occasion, and I'd also be interested in trying this out in the Toro just to kind of see how it changes up there. But kind of speaking of what John was about the burn, I did have some burn issues as well. It's kind of wavy throughout. I had to do a touch up in the first third, and then the cigar went out on me once in the final third. So not the best burn, so knock the score down a little bit, but still a good tasting cigar. So all right, so let's get into the scores. We're going to start at the top with John at 6.97.
Shocker.
I gave it a 6.52. Shocker.
Oh.
And Seth gave it a 5.15. So, John, how'd that 6.97 match up for you?
Yeah, it matched up well. I was thinking the other day, I was like, what is the best cigar that I've smoked so far this year? And I think this is it. This is the best cigar I've smoked this year. And I think when I got into the last third, that kind of cemented it for me. It's kind of a drag that I had a burn issue. Like I said, I don't really care. There was more than enough going on here. It would have been good for this cigar to break into the sevens. And I think, if you kind of take that burn issue away, the cigar kind of deserves to be in the low sevens. So the score is accurate, but if I had a sample that didn't have a burn issue, you're really looking at a 7.25, I think, realistically. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, my 6.5 matches up well. Good flavor profile. Burn a little bit off, but knocks it down a little bit, but it's not doing anything to really mess up the cigar at all. So yeah, overall pretty good cigar. All right, so that's 5.15.
Defend yourself.
Yeah. Listen, I definitely want to smoke it again. I don't know if it was just an experience I had.
So angry all the time.
Right? So, and I was actually really eager to smoke it too. He's done the Connecticut he did for
Porcelain
was phenomenal. So I don't know if it's just the blend. I think I'd love to smoke it in a larger size and not box pressed. I don't know. But I would definitely come back to this again because you guys are pretty high on it. It's one of these things. I've actually been really high on some of his stuff. So I don't know. It might have just been something that I just wasn't connecting to at the time.
Any final thoughts from you guys on it?
So many final thoughts. First of all, I was thinking about this the other day. It's so funny to me that I think their brand, their factory gets tagged a lot for being sort of very full-bodied cigars. And James is on record saying, I really don't like blending into the light category because it's very challenging. It's way out of my comfort zone. And I was thinking about that because it seems to me that companies who tend to blend in the more full-bodied spectrum and are forced to blend a lighter cigar tend to be bigger winners than companies who blend cigars in the lighter to medium spectrum and try to come out with a full-bodied cigar. And I don't know why that is, but I can think of numerous examples. At any rate, where I was going with this is another banger. I just want him to keep putting out cigars endlessly because he puts so much work into it. They are not all excellent, but they're all good to very good. And I'm not sure at this point, that this isn't kind of the top factor that I'm looking forward to releases every year now because, he keeps coming out with these projects and I'm like, I want to smoke this because I know, the chances are pretty good it's going to be good. Like you guys said, I'm kind of interested to try this in the Toro because as much as I hate larger ring gauge stuff, especially Connecticut's, they do tend to perform better in a larger ring gauge. So it's possible the 52 is even better, but who knows?
Let's see. All right, wherever you're catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe, but check out the full written review on the website, developmentpalace.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
Desperado, why do you have to be so tasty?